Hello and welcome. I'm so excited to be here today with some new and some, I won't say old, but friends who've been around for some who've been around a little longer than others. And I want to bring them all up here with me. And I want to introduce you to these fabulous ladies because we are all going to be doing an event together, collaborating on an event at Aluma Wellness Studio. And this is going to be happening next Saturday. Correct, right? Next Saturday. It's coming up soon, and I'm so excited to do this event. I got to spend yesterday with all these amazing faces that you see here today, and it was such a gorgeous day. Honestly, it was so great. And I want to get you to know them a little bit. Words are not happening in the way I want them to at the moment. I want to introduce you to them so that you can get to know them a little bit and understand why you want to come hang out with us next Saturday. So, I'm going to start with Molly. And Molly is the founder of Aluma, and she's the mastermind behind this event. So, Molly, tell us a little bit about the vision for what we're going to experience next Saturday.
Yeah, thank you for that introduction, Regina.
You're welcome.
So I created Aluma as a presence-based healing space. So a wellness studio where healthcare and medicine can be received, not in typical high volume care, but in care that's intentional. It's felt. People can kind of experience that form of physical medicine with more of a human touch, more self-advocacy. So I'm very emotional about this actually, because this was our 1 year anniversary with the space being open. And it happens to fall on the summer solstice. So this event will really carry the energy of summer, the season of joy, the season of expression, the season of connection. And so that's sort of what I envisioned for us, sort of celebrating the longest day of the year, kind of that like peak energy. Um, our My intention with this is just kind of representing that peak possibility. So all of us coming together, I think for me personally, really symbolizes that. Um, this is a place where I try to guide individuals towards healing by combining that deeply human presence. And I think all of us really represent that in the ways that we connect with others and the ways that we help others heal. So this event is really going to represent that. We're going to have lots of beautiful offerings to share, lots of ways to connect us all. So I'm really excited for it. And I think it's going to be a really fun, empowering event.
Yay, that's amazing. I actually wanted you to be in there we go. That's what I was trying to do. So, I would love for you to invite everyone to introduce themselves, by telling us why you invited them to be a part of this event. So, who would you like to
Yeah,
start with?
yeah. I'll start with Sanjana. Sanjana and I have known each other for years. Dr. Sanjana Ramesh is a PhD researcher by day and an amazing yoga instructor by night. She's uh, just deeply holistic in how she approaches not only her science but her movement. And I think that that's something that will really resonate with a lot of people. It already has in so many of our events we've done together. So this is just one more way to extend that.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Would you like to share a little bit about what you're excited about for this event and what you're going to be sharing with us as well?
Yeah, sure. So, as Molly said, like every single event that we do, I think just like reinvigorates the deeper purpose of why we do those events. And
Mhm.
I'm really excited for this one in particular because most of the events I have been primarily teaching movement. So, like the asana practice, of course, we do some breath work. As always in the yoga practice, but has been mostly focused on the physical aspect. And so, what I'm thrilled to be bringing to the event next week is more of like the focus on pranayama, which is the breath work. So, like different breath techniques that I think are really useful for calming the nervous system, for building heat if you are maybe stuck in a very AC'd room or something, but then also like cooling breath. So, like internal AC activation. So, I'm really excited to just like fully focus on this specific limb of yoga that I don't get to fully like pay attention to or teach in my regular day to day, just because, Western yoga industry. So
Yeah, so true. And what is your favorite thing about Aluma?
I just love how the space is so warm, and I mean, it's similar to Molly's house. Like, there's just such an inviting energy. Like, she's so good at like putting together colors and textures, and I love how everything is organized, of course. So, yeah, I'm loving that. And I love Molly, so everything
Aw.
about it.
Oh, that's
Thanks,
amazing.
Yeah.
Sajida.
I do definitely feel like I'm walking into a home. Like it doesn't feel like you're walking into a doctor's office or
Mhm.
like a wellness center, even. Like, I mean, and I don't mean that in a negative way. Like it definitely feels like a healing space and a warm and welcoming space where wellness is the focus, but it's not like, how sometimes you walk into places and it feels clinical. That is not at all
Mhm.
the feeling in Aluma, not at all. Um, Gorgeous. Thank you, Dr. Sajana. So, Molly, introduce us to the next person then that you want to share about and why you invited
Yeah.
them to be a part of this experience.
Yeah. So Danielle's doing something really amazing. Her um, love for helping people find self-care started with makeup and getting people to feel beautiful about themselves. And now she's transitioning into something where she's trying to get people to feel comfortable in their own body through self-care and self-touch. So she's doing some really beautiful things with massage and facial rejuvenation, and not only helping people feel comfortable providing that for themselves, but her also giving and kind of receiving that
Mm,
energy. So I think that's definitely something that's missing in that industry. And I think if people can experience that here, they'll realize how how much that can feel like a nervous system reset. And that's just one of the many things that we share in terms of how we want people to feel within their body. So I think it's really beautiful.
that's amazing.
Yeah, really excited to have you.
Yay. Danielle, what would you like to share? What are you going
Thank
to
you.
be talking about? Well, you're not going to be talking. Um, you're going to be touching, right?
I'm
And
going to be
really
using my
actually
magic hands.
experiencing.
Yes.
There you go. Yeah.
Thank you for that. I really appreciate that. And yes,
Yeah.
I think it's really important to um, help people, women, individuals feel really comfortable in their body and really good in their body. And, I've gone from makeup to now I'm offering face massages. And this is actually a really unique experience. I'm going to be offering a little mini section of it's called the J lift. It's a Japanese facial technique that's firming. It's good for circulation. It's good for lymphatic flow. Um, I'm only able to offer a small portion of it just because of the time constraints, but it's very relaxing. It's great for the nervous system, and it's 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 calming, but it's also energizing. So, and it feels good on both ends. Like I love doing it, and I think it feels really good as a receiver of that. And it just it's a very nurturing thing for I think myself and obviously the person who's getting this done. So, I'm excited to share this with others and make them feel good.
Amazing. I personally have had it like 5 times, so I can say for sure you're gonna want more after your 15 minutes. She will, have it available for you to sign up because I can guarantee you're gonna want more. And Danielle, you've spent some time at Aluma Studio as well. So why don't you tell us what is your favorite part about Aluma?
I mean, I have to say when you walk in, it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful vibe. The colors are beautiful. Like that was the first thing I was drawn to, like the vibrant colors, but it's also like it's full of energy, but it's also cozy and nurturing and supportive. And you just get a sense of you feel like I don't know. I feel like it feels like when you walk in, it's like you're supported by nature, but it's
Mm.
also there's a vibrant energy too. So it's a feeling that you feel very comfortable in there and supported and just very nurturing. And it's just a beautiful vibe in there and a beautiful energy. And Molly created a beautiful space, and I'm just excited to see how it's going to keep evolving and expanding. And this event's going to be great.
Oh,
It's lovely to hear. Thank you, Danielle.
I love that. Yeah. As someone who's been, Molly's definitely a friend and a colleague, but I also have been a patient of Molly, Dr. Molly's, for several years, many years. I don't know how many years at this point. Time is a funny thing. But I started out in a different space, and when Molly opened up Aluma, I walked in the first time and I was like, there it is. Like, that's the space we belong in. Like, that's the space where this is supposed to be happening. It just felt so, like, so familiar. And so I was like, I get to see you blossom as an individual, and see your practice blossom. And what I've received as a patient in that space is just beyond what was possible in other spaces, because it really is where you get to be fully you, and I get to feel fully alive and fully supported in that space. So
Oh,
I'm so excited to be able to help bring it to life and share it with more people. And that's the thing that I'm super excited to be able to do and participate in as this experience. Um,
absolutely. You're on this journey with me.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm so glad to be on this journey with you. So tell us now, why Bethany? What does Bethany bring to this experience?
Yeah, I was just thinking of this. When I think of Bethany, I think so much of that like intuitive knowing. And when I created Aluma, Aluma comes from two separate words, alignment and illumination. And that's
Ooh.
like 50-50 of what makes up the space. Alignment is the individual or the person or the group of people coming in, what they may be intentionally or unintentionally seeking. And illumination is the other piece. Whether it's me or another person, they're the like kind of like guiding light to showing people or showing us what's within us all along, kind of what our truest knowing
Mm.
is. And Bethany, you really represent that like illumination piece, like kind of maybe on your personal journey also finding that like inner knowing and that inner light and continuing to just follow that. And I think that anybody around you feels that energy. And I just think that's exactly what you're going to bring to not only everything you do, but this event in a really powerful way. And I'm just so excited to witness that.
Mm. I didn't know that about how you created Illuma. That was fascinating
Yeah.
to know.
Origin story.
So Bethany, I actually I'm gonna call you out a little bit in a beautiful way. Hopefully you'll feel it supported by it. But you did something with us yesterday that I thought was just magical. And I know what you're going to be bringing into the space is working with tarot, right? And
Mhm.
what I'd actually love to have you share is to share about, what card would you assign Illuma?
Oh, that's a great
Ooh,
question.
ooh.
So, um, when assigning cards to the group yesterday, I gave everybody a major arcana card, which is like maybe a character along the journey, in the first part of the deck. For me, I think Aluma is the star. So
Mm.
it's bridging kind of like the cosmos and the universe and all of that unseen spiritual energy with the practical groundedness of Mother Earth. Mother Earth holds us, right? We feel very nurtured in her cocoon. We're very safe, but we know that we also have the support of the universe. And if you look at the traditional star card on the image, with the Rider-Waite tarot deck, it's like, pouring a little bit of the heavens into the pool of the lake of the earth, and it's combining with the groundedness there. So I think, perfectly blending both
Mm.
illumination and alignment, that really speaks to me.
That's amazing. I've got like all the chills happening in my body
Yeah,
right now when
same.
you said that. I was like, that's so beautiful. And when you gave us all our cards yesterday, I believe you gave Dr. Molly the sun, right? So it's like the sun and the star.
Molly is the
No, the earth.
world.
The
The
world.
Yeah,
world.
she was the
That's what it was.
world.
The
Yes.
world. Yes, the world. At
Yeah,
Sanjana was
was the
was
Yes.
the
sun.
sun. Yeah.
Yep.
So the world and the stars. So it's like the earth and the cosmos together.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it. Can you share a little bit about what you're going to be, the space you're going to be holding at this event next weekend?
Yeah, and thank you, Molly, for the kind words. I'm really, proud and
Absolutely.
excited to be invited, and it's really meaningful to me to hear you reflect those words back to me. So thank you.
Mhm.
As Molly mentioned, the summer solstice is the longest day of the year, and it's a time when everything is illuminated, right? And we're nurturing what wants to reveal itself within ourselves. It's a really good time to pause and reflect and connect with what wants to grow. And I think a lot of folks, a lot of messages I'm hearing this summer is, I want to be seen more in my authenticity. How do I be seen? So I want to do a tarot spread that helps you figure out, what part needs to be seen, what wants to bloom. How can you nurture and grow that throughout this season? And then what are you going to harvest in the fall? And tarot's not to predict the future, it's just to reflect back to you your inner knowing, what you already kind of have sensed. But sometimes it's hard to get the clarity and the purpose and the meaning for ourselves, and that's where the cards come in so beautifully, and then having a guide kind of walk you through that. I'm not telling you anything you don't know already. I'm just helping you find the clarity and the meaning that you've been looking for. So I'm really excited to just help everybody step into the version of themselves that wants to shine this summer, especially as we start to approach Leo season, in August, July and August, which is a really great time to be seen. So hopefully giving you a little nudge in the right direction, giving you some confidence and some energy, and just really helping to kind of illuminate what's ready to shine within you.
Mm, love it. Beautiful. And what is your favorite thing about Aluma?
This space to me just feels like a place to be held and be seen at the same time. And I think what's missing in our modern medical society is it's very clinical and it's very fast paced, and you are just sort of cycled in and out. And this is just a space where it feels like you can breathe, you feel welcomed, you feel comforted, and it almost feels like you don't ever want to leave, which is very rare for an experience with a medical provider. So Molly, you've really done something special to have people walk in and be like, but do I have to go? Can I just
Oh,
stay?
I
So,
appreciate
Yeah.
that so much.
yeah.
And I want
Oh,
people to stay.
Hmm.
that's amazing. Yeah, you and I, we've talked about that before. You were even talking about that yesterday too, Molly, when we were all
Mhm.
hanging out there. You're like, I want people to come and be here and feel and like hang out. And what's really cool, one of my favorite things actually about the space is like the small touches, the small details
Mhm.
that are just like kind of everywhere. Honestly, when you go in the bathroom and there's just like little notes and like the thoughtfulness that you've put in to the entire space of like how to find things and where to find things and like these little touches, like little notes that are hanging on the wall with these adorable little like flower pins that I just noticed for the first time yesterday, or like the books that are available that are just there and kind of like you can tell everything about the space, the plants and the energy of it and the colors and just the intention of everything. Even the name, like it's so intentional, everything that you do. I really, really love it. Um, so I know that I will also be there. I'll also be a part of it. And I'll be sharing, I'll have available some of my tools that are there. Do you want to talk a little bit about how our work plays together with charting your course?
Yeah, yeah. So a a big theme that kept coming up as not only the space was created, but how I wanted this to be that kind of community space and that community feel was recognizing that a lot of people that were coming to see me felt misalignment, not in their body, but it felt like something bigger than that.
Mhm.
And I think both you and I recognized in our work and in our practices, a lot of where that misalignment stems from is feeling kind of lost in this like hustle and bustle culture, this sort of Western approach to how we move through life. And a core tenet of finding that alignment again stems from realigning with nature. And I think you and I kind of both found it through separate ways, but where that crossover came to be is alignment with seasons is one way to find ourselves aligned with nature. If we can't cognitively get there, if we don't necessarily have the tools to start right away, that's a really nice starting point. Aligning ourselves with the shifts in the season, aligning ourselves with our personal seasons. You and I have both sort of developed a really nice framework for that. Not mine is not necessarily individual just to me. Chinese medicine informed that, and I just sort of expanded upon that. And I'm
Yeah.
very grateful for that medicine and the culture that has created that as well. But that has led me to understand sort of a deeper layer of this connection, of kind of really embodying that place of how do we get that next layer of healing that we can't necessarily feel in a conscious place. And I think you've helped people professionally and personally find that in their lives. I see it more in the body, kind of you see it more in that external sort of personal place of living and moving through one's career and professional life. So it's a really beautiful way that we've married that, I think. And I think we have so much to share with people, and their stories help us inform where that goes next. So it's kind of a two-way street.
Definitely, definitely. Yeah, I right from the very start when I started working with Molly, I was like, there's something really interesting here about timing and how timing is something that supports us physically, as well as mentally and energetically. And I found that support originally through astrology and got really curious with it, and then started to bring kind of deeper layers into that and simplify it, because there are so many amazing tools out there, and astrology is one of them, and it can feel kind of complex. And where do I start with this, and how do I track all of this, and how do I follow all this, and how do I apply it in my life, in my business, and all the ways. So charting your course really is a way to get in touch with that and understand your timing, and then you can take all of those amazing tools that are out there and play with them in that space. And I think that's a lot of what you're doing with Aluma, is you're helping people get in touch with their body and finding that alignment and illuminating all of these amazing support people and tools and systems and communities that are coming together, and you are the hub for that. Aluma is the hub for that. So I'm excited about this event. I can't wait to spend next weekend with all of you inside this amazing and beautiful space. And so we're going to wrap up for now, but come and join us next week. We're here in Chicago. So Molly, why don't you give us a little more information about the event and the timing and the location and where to get your tickets?
Yes. So the event will be next Saturday, June 20th, 1 to 3 p.m. at Aluma Wellness Studio. That's 4806 North Hamilton Avenue. We're right in Lincoln Square. It is going to be just a big party, but a party with some grounding energy. We're all going to be sharing space, having sort of stations we can come through. Consider it sort of an open house kind of feel. You can find all the more information on what exactly will be offered on my website, alumawellnessstudio.com. There's a registration page there. Tickets are available. $10 registration gets you access to all of our stations. We'll be having some beautiful mocktails, snacks, and just some open space to hang out and meet maybe some more members of our community, and hopefully find some healing together and just celebrate the beautiful day and the beautiful change in the season.
Love it. Love it. All right. So these are the faces you'll come and hang out with. We'll all be there. We'll all be sharing gifts. And like Molly said, it will be a party. So come for as long as you can come. They don't have to stay the whole 2 hours, but I think you're going to want to. So you definitely should join us there. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. I will see you next weekend.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Excited to see you all there.
See you there.